Now, earlier I spoke to Ronald Grigor Suny, a history professor at the University of Michigan. He specializes in social and political science. I asked Professor Suny if Turkey's involvement is a game changer in the fight against ISIL.
Turkey's government has a complex relationship with its neighbors and with its own internal minorities. Turkey has been very interested in getting rid of Assad, the Assad government in Syria, and was willing to ally itself with all kinds of, I would say, disreputable allies to do that. Among them, for a time, though it would hardly admit this, ISIL as well. The United States has pressured them pretty effectively, and now Turkey has changed its mind, moved its policy, and is finally engaging in the struggle against what is probably the most dangerous force against the existing governments and the Western alliance, that is ISIL. But there are some kinds of arrangements, that is, there's been some tolerance of ISIL movement within Turkey, people going across the borders. So this has been a very sort of strange relationship. But finally, Erdogan, the president of Turkey, has made a decision. He's siding with the Americans against ISIL. And this is, as the U.S. government has said, a real game changer.
Mm-hmm. Do you expect there to be an exodus of people from Turkey leaving the country?
I'd say that'd be going too far, but Turkey is faced with a huge number of refugees from Syria, that is Arabs and Kurds, something like almost 2 million, 1.8 million within Turkey. That's also a destabilizing thing. But what bothers me and it makes me most fearful at the moment is the fact that Erdogan is using the struggle against ISIL as a way of also dealing with what he considers internal enemies, the left, the secularists, and the Kurds within Turkey. This, it seems to me, is a bad move all the way around.
And what will this require from them now that they are joining the fight? What kind of a commitment will it require from the West?
Well, already Erdogan is allowing American planes to use the most important air base close to Syria to run its own forays into Syria. The West, I think, has to be careful not to be drawn in to internal Turkish policies. That is, the most effective fighters against ISIS so far in Iraq have been Kurds. Kurds in Turkey and in Syria are also ready to fight ISIL. But Turkey itself is caught between its own antagonism toward its domestic Turkish Kurds, its own antagonism toward Syrian Kurds, and its softer policy toward Iraqi Kurds. It's complicated, but this is not going to work. That is, turning against the Kurds is a dead-end policy as far as I see it.
Professor Suny, thank you for joining us from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
My pleasure.